We have all played video games once in our life before, or at least we have all seen a kid in front of their PlayStation. Since video games are such a highly debated topic today, it's crucial to see how it affects children. However, no previous studies were done on the effects of video games among children on their brain structure and behavior. What's more is that we don't know how it affects children based on their gestational circumstances. Hi, my name is Humaira and I am from Stockholm, Sweden. I have done the first ever model on the effects of video games among full-term and preterm born children on their brain structure as well as attention. Preterm birth is often associated with compromised brain function, such as cognitive, language, and attention deficits. As you can see in this picture, the cortical folds enveloping the brain in black are immensely greater with a higher gestation. So the purpose of this study was to see if video games can help this preterm brain development and if it affects attention ability among both cohorts. I looked especially into the brain regions called the insular cortex, the prefrontal cortex, and the basal ganglia, which are responsible for higher cognitive functions, such as the ability to pay attention to a certain stimuli. How did I conduct this study? Well, I received data from the Karolinska Institute through their database on child behavior and through questionnaires, as well as MRI scans which gave me information about the surface area and volume of the different brain regions. The collection of data took around 2 years and the participants were about 9 to 10 years old, since brain development peaks at that age period. I had around 6,000 data points, which I analyzed through something called ordinary least square modeling or multiple linear regression model. The covariates and parameters that were incorporated in this model were the age, sex, birth weight, socioeconomic status, and gestation of the participants. I also looked for the p-value, which was used to determine the likelihood of the relationship, where a p-value under 0.05 was considered to show strong statistical significance. So, on to the results. The results from my study show that gaming time is positively associated with attention. Now remember, a high attention score in this case means poor attention ability. So what this graph is telling us is that with long exposure to gaming, the attention ability among both cohorts is decreasing. However, if we zoom into our subcohort of children born full-term and preterm, we can see that the association is stronger among children born full-term. I have also found that with long exposure to gaming, the surface area of the insular cortex increased. However, this also only goes for children born full-term, since the p-value for children born preterm was too high and therefore not statistically significant. So why can't we see any sort of structural alteration among children born preterm? Well, that is simply because the brain trajectory for children born preterm is still unknown. However, from this study, we can speculate that it's after the age of 9 to 10 years old, and therefore was not possible for me to see any sort of structural alteration since the participants were 9 to 10 years old in this study. This study takes on significant importance as it delves into the impacts of video games on children based on their gestational circumstances using real-life patient data. Beyond immediate implication, it carries the potential to discover the developmentary trajectory of preterm born children, as well as the insular cortex, an area that is still relatively unexplored. One key finding from this study is that children are developing differently based on their gestational circumstances, but also that video games are affecting children negatively regardless of their gestation. This study has immense potential to guide neonatal and healthcare centers in future. Moreover, the importance of this study extends not only to researchers and healthcare professionals, but also to parents and individuals seeking insight into the impact of video games on children.